called me Stefan.
Stefan.
And then I came to
So
here and everyone
relate.
called me Stefan, but in England everyone called me Stefan, so anything.
Hi guys. Good morning. We're live in New Delhi, and hi. I'd like to hi. So we're with Stefan K today in New Delhi, and it's a bright morning to
It's
have a
beautif-
live chat.
It's a beautiful morning, actually.
Oh, yeah,
It's been
beautiful.
so overcast the last few days, and you picked a very good time to do this
It's a good time to do this.
webcast. Is it called a webcast?
Yeah.
Yes.
Webcast. Beautiful day for a webcast. Blue sky.
Brilliant. And we let the viewers come in and join us. This is a live chat with Stefan Kaye
Okay.
K in on WION World is One News. So Stefan, okay, tell us a bit
About myself?
about yourself to our viewers who are joining in live from across the globe.
Oh no, really? There's people watching this?
Yes.
Oh, now I'm nervous. About myself.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Stefan K.
You got confused there.
I mean, it does confuse me actually because I lived in various places and I got used to being called different pronunciations. So is your name Stefan or Stefan or Stefan? 10 years, so I'm more or less Indian, I like to think. And some other people, I hope, like to think. I'm a musician, an actor, when I can get acting work. Unfortunately, in India, I seem to be typecast, so I only get roles if they need, like a British general or some monarch. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's some if they wanted George V to say, "We've moved the capital from Calcutta to New Delhi," you know, that kind of thing. So I'd rather just act as a person rather than a British person. So I'm trying to get away from that. But for all intents and purposes, I'm a musician in Delhi. That was a long-winded answer to your question.
That was a long-winded
Yeah,
answer.
sorry. I'll keep it short-winded from now on.
But you're also you're saying that you do a lot of things, like you're a musician, you also an actor, and you also are you are a programmer. You
Whose
know.
phone is that? Yes. Well, I'm a musician. I play piano and percussion, and produce music, and write music. I program. I've had programmed at clubs. I DJ. I have a DJ moniker called Flexi K, where I play mainly sort of vintage dance music and do visuals, VJing at the same time. Or might play some percussion over the mic. I have a Latin band. I have an alter ego called Pez Rodriguez with a moustache and a wig. In fact, everyone in the band pretends to be from Central America or South America.
Oh, but are they actually from Central or South America?
No, only one.
No.
Only one is from El
Only
Salvador.
one.
Yeah, Sergio is from El Salvador.
Okay.
But we actually managed to get on NDTV, this awful show, this reality show called Kingfisher. Can I say Kingfisher?
Yeah.
No.
It doesn't exist anymore. Anyway. Oh no, the beer does. Yeah. Hunt for a supermodel. Maybe it wasn't Kingfisher. Maybe it was some brand beginning. Maybe it was some beer beginning with K. Yeah. Hunt for a supermodel, and they wanted this Latin band because they heard about us, and we performed in costume and we arrived in character.
Okay.
So I was my own agent. So I spoke to the producer as myself, and I said, well, I can recommend this guy called Pez Rodriguez, but he's a bit of a character, huh? But he'll be very interesting. They're very colourful. Okay, and I sent them send them along. Huh? So we came along all in character, dressed up with colourful shirts and wigs and everything. And hola, I am Pez Rodriguez. This is my band, and we are going to play here. So we did the song, and it was it had a lot of innuendo. It's called Big Black Mamba. and they were unsure about this. And I said, why? It is about a snake. No? And they said, we can't have this line, he takes me from behind. You can't. I said, why not? There's no problem with this. I go to beautiful Rita, I walk from behind, I say, hello Rita, and I take her hand and we walk off the stage. I take her from behind. Where's the problem? And they said, okay, right. So they broadcast this thing.
Oh, okay.
And it was great. It was very funny for us, you know. Maybe it's childish sense of humor or something. I mean, to me, it's kind of cabaret.
Yeah. So tell our viewers more about the concept of cabaret and how different it is from where you've taken it and in India.
How different?
How different? What is the difference when you say cabaret? How different it is for the West and in India?
Well, I don't think there isn't much cabaret around, and I think people have a perception of cabaret, which is probably rooted more in the kind of item numbers in some of the classic Bollywood films. Maybe it had some Artie Berman piece and Helen doing a dance with a blonde wig, which is great. I mean, I love all that stuff, and obviously it's there to. I mean, because they're family films, it's like, okay, let's have a section just for the men, or for the uncles, or for the grandfathers, or whatever. So I think these kind of films tended to cater for everyone. Mm-hmm. So that's the adult part. So when we did this cabaret, I mean, my perception of cabaret is rooted more in its. I mean, its history is kind of a collection of vignettes. There might be like a stand-up, might be comedy or music or acting or dance. Like the German cabaret from more political turbulence in Weimar Republic between the wars. There was the beginnings, the rumblings of fascism in the 20s with the rise of the kind of far right. And people couldn't, maybe a little bit like India today, people couldn't really express too much, which was against what the far right stood for. It's an interesting parallel in India at the moment under the present regime. Anyway, so there was a heavy on satire, but satire with glamour, and I really like this idea. So we explored sketches where, for example, there was an actor called Shelley Kaufman. We gave her a song which was it was written by Noel Coward, called Mad About the Boy, and it was covered by people like Eartha Kitt and Ella Fitzgerald. But we think, wouldn't it be funny if the woman singing this actually is mad? So we had her in a straitjacket in a mental asylum singing I'm Mad About the Boy, and there's this suggestion that she'd probably murdered this boy. So there's a bit of dark humour.
Yeah.
And the idea was all the acts would segue into each other. So we toured this around India. We played in Bombay and Bangalore. The last date was Bangalore, when the sponsors were absolutely horrified by what we were doing. We refused to change the content. They wanted it to make it more family friendly. I said, what's the point when you have a whiskey sponsoring it? Why make it family friendly when you're pushing a whiskey? Can't mention the name of it. It sounds a bit like that song, My Funny Valentine. Didn't do that song, but mentioning their names.
So taking from that content, like the music that you
I was going to finish the story about why they were horrified.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I won't know anyway.
Go ahead.
It may not be suitable for family viewing. Anyway.
So from the content, when you spoke about the content, your concepts are different from the normal music that is played. And obviously, it is very different.
What is normal music?
Normal music, Bollywood music.
We do abnormal
hip-hop.
music. Huh?
You could say.
It's normal.
So
and the opposite is abnormal.
Also talk about the Stiff Kittens Inc. and the kind of work that Stiff Kittens Inc. is doing is one of the most popular shows in Delhi. There are bands playing under it. Tell our viewers more about the Stiff Kittens.
I mean, no one really knows what Stiff Kittens Inc. is. Like, it's like an umbrella, really, for a lot of activity You have to, just so people know who produce it, really. I mean, the number of people kind of fluctuate. The different people come and go. I think the only constant in Stiff Kittens Inc. is myself.
Right.
But essentially, it's if it's clubs we're programming for or bringing. And for example, we have a regular night at Bandstand called the Jazz Hole.
Yeah.
Jazz Hole. You know, it's I mean, I have a band called the Jazz Bastards.
Yes.
So it's kind of helping to push the Jazz Bastards a bit by calling it the Jazz Hole.
Mm.
So the idea